Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another WWE Champions video and to the final episode in the series of top 5 characters to take 7-star. Our last video is on Striker Female. So, in case you've missed it on our last video, Striker Males, it was a relatively long one that was pretty in-depth. There was a lot of good Striker Males in the game that can do a lot of stuff. I mean, heck, even characters I didn't mention on that list can still do work in the 7-star meta. Female Striker is very, very interesting, as there's some of them that I think that are pretty good. Like, to be honest with you, four of them I think are actually pretty good. And even some of the honorable mentions are actually pretty reliable in a 7-star meta. Strikers are just a really good class in the game right now. For the most part, they might be the best. Showboat, I think, at gold was the best, but a lot of the showboats aren't scaling as much at a 7-star meta, and strikers kind of are. So that is a big deal here. Now, in case you have not seen these videos before, this list is obviously subjective. It's my opinion. The goal of this series is to just give you guys information on who I think is the best choices, best options to take 7-star, and for you to look at your roster and see what's the best option for yourself. Obviously, I'm just here to help you guys try and make a decision that you guys won't regret for a character to take 7-star. And in case you're from the future, like maybe a few months from now, and there's maybe a new top tier, Striker Female in the game, and you're like, why isn't they on the list? Well, it's because they didn't exist. So as of recording this video, in case you are from the future, the last Striker Female to come out was Nikki Bella, the Bella Twins. So in case you are from that future, yes, Nikki was the last Striker Female to come out as of recording. So we're going to start with the 2 honorable mentions, and then we will go to the top 5. Our first honorable mention is going to be Liv Morgan, Jersey Wildcat. Liv actually has some really interesting stuff. She's a B tier. She might be the first B tier in the series. Even as an honorable mention, I think she might be the first B tier in the series we're talking about. But as a B tier, she does have some very interesting stuff. Most people consider Triple Red her best build. It makes Snowfall red. And then she can make the bottom Rona multis, and then she can choose and then, blow up the board with said red and multis. I have no idea what the trainers are because I don't use her. I would presume it's something like this, right? Strength 6 is right. Belt, I don't have a belt on her, but let's just throw on this new gen one so we can talk about plates. Plate-wise, in case you don't know, obviously we want the Snowfall plate. Now, whether or not you have the red one, so Snowfall increased red gem 300, or if you have the big old universal rainbow one, that gives you the 500%. Obviously, this would be much better. Basic plate, I think is... Oh, yeah, okay. So you either run Mrs. Headband, so whenever you make 4 more Snowfall, increase red gem by 50, and then reduce all opponent's gens by 50. Or a new plate that came out, I don't have it, so I can't show it to you, but it's Penta Zero. Striker Penta's plate is whenever you make 6 more multi, increase red gem 100. So that is relatively useful. On top of this, she has a moment that gives her multi 3. So beef those multis up a little bit more. Now, why is she on the list? To be honest with you, I don't think she's going to be the best at 7-star, right? I don't think so. I wouldn't say that. She's probably going to do maybe 200-300 mil with everything on her. However, she's new gen female. There's not a lot of new gen females in the game, really. It's really just her and Arcade Assassin. So if you're someone that needs a new gen to, fill in the spots, and you're just like, you know what, take them 7, make sure they're gonna win, it's not, a terrible idea. However, should this be a character you would take 7? Probably not. There's plenty of characters, obviously, on the list that are worth it way more than Liv Morgan. And there's honestly just better Livs in the game that are better than this one. I like Powerhouse Liv. Trick Liv is better as well. Tech Liv is also better for the most part as well. So she's not the best, but new gen requirement does exist. So if you're really needing a new gen female, I guess you could take her. Our second honorable mention is definitely much better than Liv Morgan, I would say. And that's EO over the Moonsault. Now, EO, I know some people might think EO is really low on the list. Like, really? Not even on the list? She's honorable mention? But just compared to all the other characters that I have on here, EO doesn't quite match up to them. So let's go over that. EO, this is what I consider her best build. The Springboard Moonsault, 7x5 random row break, increase your green gem by 135 for a turn. You got a 6 charge purple here that increases your black MP by 10, and she's got a pyro reversal. Pretty good. Diamond Moonsault, choose a 1x5 area to start into purple, then deal damage and make a 40 random into green. So full recycle too for the most part as well. Now you can, instead of running the Springboard Moonsault, run the Victory Roll Stomp, as it does the same thing except for a built-in 135 increase. It's a hardcore, so if the style is chaotic, you're going to actually increase green by 335, which is significantly more, but that is only against the chaotic subclass. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do. And if you're feeling like you want to keep switching out. I don't really want to keep switching out, so I just run her this way. Now, entourage-wise, I'm running her mellow for the all-color. I got the purple 4 and black 4, so they're both starting. I got Joe on here for black 2, green 50. Right, black 2, green 50. So that is a 4 on the black. That brings us to 6. Our +1 is 7. Normally, I would not run Shiki. I would run Senna Hogan, which means this in total gives you 8 MP on the black, 6 MP on the purple, and obviously I got Penta here for a green 40 row break 100, which means you can double down the Springboard Moonsault twice, increasing it twice. You'll be able to hit it first, hit this move, hit it again, and then hit the fin. On top of this, belt-wise though, she does have options. Now, I run the same belt on Penta with her, which is just double green rumbles. And because EO blows up the board and then blows up the board again, we actually blow up the board with the row break. We make 40 green, and then because of that, we make whole board green and then whole board green again, pretty much causing EO to blow up the board 4 times with her increase, which is pretty freaking good. However, you might not like this, and maybe you will run something more customized specifically to her. There's a few other options that you can run. I don't think, either plate, but we can talk about it. EO has her own plate that is row break 300% green gem when she makes row breaks. So you'll be able to get 300%. You'll be able to stack it twice, 600% increase. However, that is an ultimate plate, so you're going to lose out on the green rumble if you do that. She also can run the anniversary row break plate, I believe called Death Row, which is whenever you make 8 or more row breaks, which obviously we do, she's going to make 8 Maltia strength 8. Again, that's a basic plate, so that would take away from the mini rumble. So it just kind of depends on what you want to run. I really like this way just because, again, I get to share it with my striker, Penta. It just depends on how you want to run it. EO is very strong, to be honest with you. She, I think at gold, mine can do like 400 mil. So she's doing like 500-600 mil, I would say, relatively consistently. Maybe not 4. Maybe that's against chaotic, actually, now I'm thinking about it. So she still might be doing 400 at 7, I think, with this build. That might be a little low. Again, I'm not fully sure on that one. I don't know if anyone's really previewed her like this at 7-star. But she can do a lot of stuff, and she's going to do relatively good damage. Now, why is she an honorable mention? It's just because there's people that hit harder than her. They might require more stuff than her. To be honest with you, EO doesn't really require a whole lot. It's just her and like some plates. Whereas other characters that we're going to get into maybe need gear or very, very rare plates. But EO's not a bad option at all. If you like her kit, you like her builds, she is pretty fun. She does get the raw link as well, so not terrible links either. But just because damage-wise, she's not quite there with the actual people on the list. The people on the list, I think, just hit harder than her for the most part. So that's why EO's an honorable mention. But even though she is, I think she's actually not a bad option for 7-star. All right, now we're on the list. Now, this list is very interesting because, again, we got a lot of damage dealers to go through. So we're going to talk about number 1. I think the best female that takes 7-star that is a striker at the moment is Hall of Fame Stephanie McMahon. I know, that's an odd thing to say, right? Why Hoff Steph? Well, let's talk about why I think Hoff Steph is the best current option in terms of a female striker. This is her best build. Like, straight up, there's nothing in this kit that is better than these 3 moves together. So let's talk about why she's such a mega hitter. Well, let's see. This 9-charge black, choose a 7x1 to make it a multi of strength 25. Hardcore. If opponent's style is chaotic, first deal damage and make a 7x1 to make it a multi strength 25. Base multi of 25 is crazy. Yeah, sure, there's only 7 gems. Against a chaotic, though, we're going to do another 25, which is a lot. She then has a 6-charge purple that increases her black MP by 10. A fantastic reversal, though. If opponent's move changes either superstar's gem damage, then deal damage and steal the turn. So no increasing on her at all. And because of this, we can actually double down on this multi-move. We'll go into that, obviously, with Entourage. And then lastly, the Pedigree 10-charge black. Finisher, deal damage, choose a 7x1 to swap into purple. And the opponent then deal damage again, and choose a 7x1 to make it a purple again. Which is really, really good as well. Now, Entourage. I run Mellow. I run Woods. I run Knight. And I have Sanahogan. Sanahogan and Knight. And obviously, you have a 3rd slot for an option. Why do I do this? Well, this means that these moves are completely full. However, this also means that this 9-charge move is full right away, which allows us to hit it, and then hit this again and double down. So even if we don't fight a chaotic, we're going to have 2 rows of multis of strength 25. And if we do fight a chaotic, we're going to have 4 rows of multis of strength 25, which is pretty crazy to think about. So that's a lot of multis on the board, realistically. However, what really makes this build come together is actually 2 things. It's her gears and the belt with the plates. So let's get into that. The gears are very viable. I only have 1 gear, which is multi gems that will increase strength by 25. So those are now times 50 bases, by the way, which is a lot. All right, obviously. And if you had her other gear, you're gonna get all color gem 300% more, which again on multi 50s and everything, that's just mega hitting. That really is just gonna do a lot of damage, just a lot of damage. Again, multi 50 is 300%, at least 2 rows, if not 4 rows. But you're like, well, you're going to only make, 2 rows purple. It's not that much. Well, that's where the plates come in. And this is a rare plate, but she does share it with Rob. You see, Stephanie really wants the dripstick combo. She really wants the dripstick combo. So let's go over why she really likes the dripstick combo. The drip plate, obviously, because we're hitting a black move, makes 7 random and multi-strength 7. Well, we're gonna hit that 9 charge once, so we put the multis down. We're gonna increase our black and P again and hit it again, which means we put 14 times 7s down on top of the multis we already have. Why do we do this? Well, this is mainly mainly for the Steve Sticks plate. The Steve Sticks plate is whenever you make 6+ multi, increase your black by 200%, which we do twice. So we increase black by 400%. And then if you break 6 multi, generate 30 random black at the end of the turn. Well, what we are doing here is we're kind of hoping that the times 7s kind of are in a good enough position where we can break 6 times 7s and not have to break a row of 50s. This way, if you break 6 times 7s and we leave all the 50s on the board and then the whole board pretty much becomes black, she does well into the billion range. Again, if you have her gear, she's just doing it very easily and consistently. I really like Steph for this reason. Her damage is just so super high with everything, but yes, that everything is pretty rare. Everything is pretty rare, but mainly the plates. Her gears aren't too bad to get, but those plates are pretty hard to get. But if you can get them, and share a bet with her and Rob, I mean, she is going to do a lot of damage. She's going to do, again, pretty much billing consistently for the most part at 7-star. Even my gold can do like 600, 700 million very consistently. So I really like Steph for this reason. To me, also because her hardcore move is against a chaotic, she just feels like a better EO to me. Like, why would you run EO when you can run Stephanie? She just gets way more bang for her buck, I think, especially with her gears and the plates. So that's why, to me, Stephanie Hall of Fame is my number 1. Again, it does require a lot. And again, those plates are pretty rare, but if you can do it, she's gonna kill people. She's gonna put people down. So that's Stephanie at number 1. Number 2 is someone I currently don't have, but I've been very close to, and they don't give me any freaking shards. It's Nikki Bella Twins. Nikki is very strong, but she's just not quite as good as Steph. However, I think she might be a little bit easier to set up, and she does have a few more utility options that we could run over Steph. I also forgot to mention that Steph is a Hall of Fame, which means in Showdown she also gets +4 all MP if you run the Hoff link. So that's another thing with Hoff Steph. Nikki here does have a lot of stuff going for her, so let's get into it. One, her best build. Let's talk about best build. I believe her best build is this blue, this black, and this black. So Bella Buster, stand drop kick, snapback, right? I don't think her other builds really come close to it. I mean, you could run this move, but I prefer the standard drop kick. So let's talk about that, right? So this increases black and P by 9. I think it goes to 10. This is also a multi-reversal, and she just steals your multis. So having one of the best reversals in the game is always viable and always valuable to have, right? Especially if you can just have it in your built-in moveset, just to have an extra thing to your kit. So that's one amazing, right? The snapback here, it makes a 2x2 random arena multi of strength 3. This is a lot more at a 6 gold level even. But then she also makes she makes Juggernauts again. That'll increase strength of her multi by 5 on every counter turn, and then make 6 random black. So think of her in a way as like Hall of Fame RVD in a way. Except of making the whole board blue, you're making the whole board black with big multis, right? Big old multis. And then obviously she decreases the gem timers by 2. So she's just going to make the board multi, increase the strength of them, and then make the board black, which is pretty freaking good. On top of this, she is a hot tag, and she's got the raw and a very good link with her sister, for multi-moves will increase their strength by 4. And Bree and Nikki together in Showdown is actually a really dangerous team. And, once I have both of them, I just recruited Bree today. I'm hoping to recruit Nikki possibly this weekend. We will do a video on on the two together because these two are pretty mean. As Nikki has possibly my favorite hot tag in the game right now, which is just deal damage and stun the opponent for a turn. Like, that is so freaking valuable, dude. Hot tag stun is crazy. I don't think it goes to 2 turns. But even with that 1 turn, it means she's going to get a free hit in. And then if you have someone else too that's a hot tag in the back, guess what? They're going to be able to be tagged back in if you want. So, like, oh, dude, there's so many ideas I have with this freaking move. It's a really good hot tag. So get prepared for that. But yeah, Nikki, I believe with all the stuff, again, she has her own plate if you want to get that plate. Or else you can run a drip plate if you wanted to, I guess. I think she can run sticks if she wanted to. I don't know if she really benefits from it or not. I'd have to, I don't remember exactly. I don't remember fully, but I know I have seen Nikki's do about 800 million. It's not quite Stephanie, however, I do think she requires less stuff, and she does have that extra utility as a hot take character, right? So that's why she's number 2. She definitely is a really good one, and also, I should probably put this in here. A new moment came out today, Danhausen's moment, that she is in, as well as Bree and everyone else that came out this month. That is 100% health. I don't know if anyone really on the list... Oh, actually, I think one other character on the list has a health moment. So very few strikers in the game for females have health. She's getting 100% more, and that's pretty viable. None of these really help her a whole lot unless you ran her yellow build, but I don't think that's as good as this build. So mainly you're just going to get extra health buffs on top of that. So Nikki is a great option to take 7-star, especially if you don't have all the stuff for Stephanie Hall of Fame. All right, number 3 is a Stephanie, but not the one I own here. We're talking about Stephanie Vakir. Stephanie has a lot of good stuff here. She's gone down a little bit, and she does require some interesting stuff, some rare stuff, but she's still pretty meta relevant, even at 7-star. So let's talk about her. So the main moveset everyone really runs, you're going to have the headbutt in there, and you're going to have the diving corkscrew moonsault in there, right? So you're going to make, a very big area in the cross break. You're going to increase blue gem. I don't remember how much it is, if it's like 225 or something around there. But then she just deals damage and makes like pretty much the whole board blue. I think it's whole board blue. For the third move, you have a few options. You have a kick out. You have a move that does bonus damage for every cross break. You have this bleed move here that you can just have as a reversal. You can have this here, which is just deal damage and heal yourself if you want. So she's got a few options, right? She wants for place, she's going to want Star Cross, aka the 8th anniversary cross break plate, which is, whenever you make 8 cross breaks, which obviously she makes more, she's going to make 8 random gems in a multi strength 8. On top of this, she definitely wants the universal crossfire. I mean, you could run crossfire blue, but obviously the rainbow stuff, 500%, that's the way you want to go. Now, to really maximize her damage, to like really get the most out of her, you want her gear, which is blue gem 350% more. Obviously, though, there is a big issue. This gear is one of the rarest gears in the game. It is not easily available. It's not available really anywhere most of the time. There's not a lot of places to get it, and even if it is available, it is very expensive usually on a prize wall. Like, it's just hard to get, right? So I will say this is kind of an issue with Vakir, is she really wants her gear to like really scale at 7-star. I think with gear and all the stuff I kind of mentioned, you're looking at, you know, probably like 600 mil. Maybe a little bit lower on that, but it's a lot, right? It's maybe, you know, again, 500 pretty easy. However, with everything I just mentioned, that's still not close to Nikki, and it's not close to Hall of Fame Stephanie. So, to me, she's not quite the best anymore, but she's got speed, she's got a kick out, she's got some stuff that'll help her out, and I believe she's in a moment. Yes, she is in a moment that gives her all color 100%. So that'll help her out a bit as well. I don't think she's in another, from what I know. But yeah, it helps her out a lot. She doesn't quite hit, though, as hard as the other two. However, she does have some other stuff. She's got consistency with her build. She's just going to hit and just, you know, hit. However, especially against some of the health women in the game, she might not quite kill. So just keep that in mind. However, a reason why she's also number 3, even though she does less damage, is inside of the Starcrest, you can run Mr. Iguana's basic skill plate, which means she does move dodge for the turn, and you can do that every single turn. So if they don't have a sub, they don't have a finisher, well, all they're really doing is going to swipe, which does help her out a lot. So she might not be turn 1, but she might turn 2 you, and you still can't do anything because of the safety. Hence why she's number 3. Because number 4 and 5 honestly can do more damage, I think. But they do not have that much safety on them that Stephanie Vaquer can do. Alright, so that's why she's number 3. Number 4 is a character that I need to frickin' do. It's Naomi Return the Glow. Now, Naomi is really strong as well. Let me see. I haven't done anything with her at all. So let me grab this. Oh, that's technically what the build is, but I'm going to make it look cleaner here. I think a lot of people either run her this way or just triple green. That's kind of the options here. Now, this goes up to 300%. So she's got a green move that increases green by 300%. She has this move that chooses 3. This might go to 4. I don't remember, but chooses 3 to make, choose 3 combos to make it a botch, and then make the whole board green, right? It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. You can have, you know, Roxanne and, you know, George, and you'll have all 3 moves, and then it'll hit, and it's whatever. Right? So it's really strong. On top of this, though, her gears are what make her really mean. Green Gem 300 on the first gear, and then All Color 5 on the second. However, this one right here, the SmackDown March 2024 gear, is kind of rare. It's not the easiest to get. Now, obviously, it's not as rare as Vaquer's Vaquer's gear. This one is slightly easier to obtain, but still relatively rare. This one, though, is not too hard to get. This one is in the armory. I pulled it out of it, I think, and that's why she's got the gear. But Naomi does have a lot going for her. So let's put a belt on her real quick here. So Naomi has a few options. She cannot run the Botchman green because she does not make 30 plus in the botch. So she can't do that. However, a lot of people like to run her with the green Big Rumble. Or a lot of other people also do this where they run Botch Slap. I think I passed it already, didn't I? Yeah, Botch Slap. So whenever you make 8 plus botch, make 8 random multi-strength 8. Again, 300%, you know, built-in increase, 300% gear, all that sort of stuff does make her hit. Or you can run a mini green rumble, so then you just hold board green on top of your first hit. Which means you can run the belt that she would run, that I run on Io and Penta, you can also run on Naomi. So she's got some options on plates. She's pretty flexible in terms of that. So that's relatively good. But on top of that, she's in 3 moments. Obviously, the one we just took that Vaquer is in, that gives her 100% more gem damage. She's in the Tiffy Time is Money moment, which is an extra botch gem 200%, which, we make a good chunk of them, so that is relatively useful. And then the Evolution 2025 moment, which gets your botch gem 400%, all color 50, and 100% more health. So health buffs, some extra gem buffs. Those botch gems, botch greens are going to hit pretty significant as well. She's going to hit. I think she probably will hit harder than Vicaire, from what I can tell. So she's probably close to that 600, 700 mil. I just don't see her being better than Nikki and Hall of Fame Stephanie McMahon. And also, I don't know if she's going to be able to kill completely on turn 1, which is why I like Stephanie Vicaire more, as she can have the Iguana plate and, do that. You could technically run the Hitman's Battle Armor as well on her. I think you can, right? It's only like, what, 8 or something? Let me see if I can find this. There's so many things, so many jackets. All right. Yeah, you only need 8, and then you can deplete 4 MP. So if you wanted to, you could do that as well for more safety as well. So I think you could maybe make the argument that Naomi and Stephanie are kind of interchangeable between 3 and 4. I do kind of prefer Stephanie, as I feel like she's also just a bit safer. Just a little bit. She's lower MP and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, it just kind of depends what you have. And Naomi, most people are probably going to have more stuff for Naomi than they do for Vicaire. I mean, heck, I don't even have Vicaire, and I have Naomi, which means I have more stuff for Naomi. So, again, those two, I think, are really kind of interchangeable, depending on what you guys want to do and what you guys have plate-wise and what you want to do with them. So, yeah. Naomi's 4. She could be 3. Again, depends on what you guys feel. But, yeah, she is very good still, nonetheless. Nonetheless. And now, lastly, my final striker at number 5 is going to be Nia Jax, Queen of the Ring. Nia is very strong still, but she does have one major problem. So let's get into that. Now, I personally run her this way. However, Nia's got a lot of ways she can be ran. This way is really good. Some people like this blue, and then this finisher, which increases your black by 160 built in with some column break. You're going to make all of them black and then destroy the board again. So that's kind of good. However, Zoro has also showed a video of this leg drop, the running hip attack, and then this Canadian backbreaker with Steve Sticks and I believe an MP plate. And that can do about 1 billion damage. However, it has Cascade Risk, and I'm not the big fan of it, and it's just not my favorite thing in the game to run. I like to run her this. I used to run Punk's Gauntlet and stuff. If you run her this way, I don't think she's going to be hitting quite hard enough. If you run her the other way, the blue-blue-black, with the other fin and stuff, with column break, you have a yeet plate and stuff like that. That I don't think is a terrible, option. But I still don't see her probably hitting hard enough for the most part. You could put Black Rumbles on her if you wanted to. Again, though, I still don't see her hitting. The main way she's going to get damage is with Cascade Risk, and I'm not a big fan of that. Hence why she is 5, because she can hit harder than like EO, but she does have a little bit of risk. So I think you can even kind of swap EO and Nia around if you wanted to on who you think is better. But Nia does have a few extra things up her sleeve. She's got moments that help a lot, like there's a column 100, and then this one gives her color turn 300, multi 2, which is pretty good. So she's got some options as well. She's not a bad one either. So that is my list of striker females top 5. This is the final episode in the series. So thank you guys so much for enjoying the ride of this series. This is like the longest series I think I've made so far, with 12 videos put into it, which is quite a bit. So yeah, and also the support we got on was great. right? Subscribers. We got a lot because of this series. So again, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe and join the Dynasty. And if you enjoyed this video, yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It helps me out a lot. We're racking up a lot. We're close to 450, and we're then, 50 away then from 500, which is crazy to think about that we're getting close to 500 subscribers, which is really something. And yeah, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.